welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hital, and today we have Mangala Deshmukh with us. She is our allergy foods expert, and she's going to show us how to make a baking mix, a gluten-free baking mix, flour mix. So excited about that.
Right. Okay, we take 1 cup of sorghum. Sorghum is a very low glycemic index flour, very high in nutrition, good quality protein, iron and calcium.
And basically sorghum is jowar. If you go to an Indian store, it'll be labeled as such.
Quinoa is the super grain.
Yes.
It has the quality of protein. It has the protein in quinoa includes all the 8 essential amino acids, and it is really one of the most nutritious and healthy flours. The Incas used to call it the mother of all grains.
Yes. So that was a half a cup of quinoa flour.
Half a cup of amaranth, again, which is very rich in calcium, iron. So we have a good mix here, you know, high protein in quinoa, calcium and iron very high in the other two.
Right. So I like the fact, Auntie, that it's not just food. It's food with a meaning, with nutritional value.
All the mixes in the market, most of them are rice based. They're rice flour based.
Right.
Okay, it's usually rice flour, potato starch flour, tapioca starch. Okay, so that's the general flour mix.
Right.
People have now started introducing other things, but I find that they're using bean flours, you know, garbanzo beans, lima beans, and
Right.
I don't know how every child can't take those things, you know.
Absolutely. And we also have half cup of cornstarch. It's also known as corn flour in India and some other parts.
Again, we need that for binding. And if you have any issue with corn, you can use tapioca starch.
1 teaspoon of xanthan gum and half a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix it, and again, it's a great flour mix to have ready for baking cookies and desserts and cakes, and you can just
pie crust.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and you can put chocolate chips and make cookies. I like to use quinoa when there's chocolate in the recipe, because chocolate kind of tones down the flavor. Sorghum actually has a very non-intrusive flavor, so sorghum is
very mild.
it's very mild. Amaranth has a bit of a nutty flavor. So there we have our mix ready.
And so you can actually double or triple this quantities that we've shown you here and just keep it in an airtight container. You can keep it in your pantry or your refrigerator for longer storage life.
Yeah.
So we're going to make our chocolate cake now, and we're going to use 2 cups of our ready-made baking mix that we just showed you, and that's there.
And to this I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we are using the double acting baking powder,
And it's gluten free.
I'm just going to mix it, and then I'm going to just sift it.
So while Anuja is taking care of that, we have a large mixing bowl with 1 stick of butter. This is unsalted butter that we've just melted in the microwave, and it's not boiling hot or anything, but it is nice and melted. And to this we're going to add 1 can, it's a 14-ounce can of condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk.
Just mix it in thoroughly.
And we'll also add 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Just so everything is, you know, nicely blended and not like the butter separate and the milk separate.
So once that gets mixed in there, we have club soda, and we're going to add this to our mix. Make sure it doesn't explode on you.
You could use Sprite or Coke or something like that, but then all these sweetened sodas contain high fructose corn syrup, and one tries to avoid that. Yeah.
So that was 1 cup of soda. We're going to need probably another 1/4 cup, but we're going to wait on the remaining 1/4 cup for a bit.
Fold in the flour. Yeah, go on. Put it on. Okay. Now just put the whole thing.
So one of the things is everybody has a different tolerance to sugar and how sweet they like their desserts. We tend to like things a little less sweet, but if you want it to go a little bit higher on your sugar content, then you can use powdered sugar and basically sift it in with all your dry ingredients and add it in. You can go anywhere up to about 6 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and that'll give you a really nice sweet dessert.
Yeah,
yes.
If you care for it.
And if you're not frosting the cake, then maybe you could add in a little more sugar.
little more than that.
No, not more than this. This is more than enough.
This is more than enough. Okay.
Or you could use a little bit in the dry mix and then see if you need it later on.
Right.
Taste it and see if you need
Yeah,
it
I know, we
later on.
tasted it and
And that's
it's
why
perfect for us.
I
Yeah.
think we-
Right. And there's no eggs in there, so it's okay to taste that batter.
Yes.
And the powdered sugar is so fine that even if you need to add more later on, it mixes really well. So here's your additional 1/4 cup of club soda. So for our final step, we have 2 tablespoons of warm milk right here. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to this and mix it well, and we're going to add it into the batter.
Mix it all.
Again, fold it in just the same way as the club soda.
But all the lumps are gone and it looks
Yeah.
like a nice smooth batter.
Once the milk has been mixed in, we are going to just allow this batter to rest for half an hour. So our cake batter also has been resting for about an hour. And we have a bundt pan over here. You can use any other pan also, it's okay. We just like the look. So we're going to use this, and I'm just going to spray it with some cooking spray.
And we also have our oven preheated at 350 degrees, and it is hot and ready for us. And we'll just pour the batter in.
There is a recipe which is dairy free also. So those who have any problem with dairy could try that recipe. It works out well.
Just going to smoothen it out a little bit so it's all level.
And this is going to go into our oven for about 45 to 50 minutes. Now everybody's ovens are different, so please keep an eye on it as it gets towards the end of that time. And we'll be back. So our cake baked for exactly 45 minutes, and we took it out of the oven, and it's been resting for about half an hour. So it's slightly warm to the touch, but it's not hot, right?
It's good.
Yes. So we're just going to take a butter knife and just loosen the edges and flip it into a dish that we want to serve it in.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
You can eat it as is, or you can frost it. So we're going to work on a little bit of frosting that we're going to drizzle over the top. We'll show you how to do that.
How wonderful. Chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. And chocolate heaven, of course.
Yep.
And everything gluten free.
Let's not forget that.
Okay, we've used butter for the frosting, but you could use dairy free margarine if you wanted to.
Okay.
And it even works out with oil.
Oh, very good.
We are using a medium saucepan on medium heat. I've added half a stick of butter, and as the butter begins to melt, I'm just going to add everything else. Now a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar, a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to add it little by little. You have to mix it really well. Keep stirring it all the time. And after the butter has melted, I'm going to add the rest of the water. As the mixture warms, the cocoa will mix in properly. Now I'm just adding the rest of the water. Still a little bit of butter that has to melt. You can see now that the cocoa has mixed in very well. Still on a medium heat. This frosting is well cooked.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about spoiling. Now the mixture has come to a rolling boil. So we'll let it boil for exactly a minute.
Turn off the stove?
Yes.
Alright.
Just turned off the stove, and I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we'll let this sit for a while, maybe nearly 10 minutes. But when we pour it on top of the cake, it should be warm.
Yeah, dripping consistency.
And should have a dripping consistency.
Yeah.
So the frosting has been resting for about 10 or 15 minutes, and it's nice and thickened up.
Yes.
So it's a perfect consistency.
Pour it over the top. Ooh. Of course, there's no hard and fast rule. If that drips, you just lick it off.
It's good artwork. If you have extra frosting, you could put it in a container and put it and freeze it.
Oh, stores well.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it stores well. And you can always thaw it out and put it in the microwave to warm it a little.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I like your artwork.
Thank you, my dear. I tried.
It is delicious. I can't believe, first of all, it's gluten-free cake. It looks fabulous, and there's no eggs in there. So, you know, it's not, usually eggless cakes are a little flat, but this has a nice lift to it.
Yes.
And the one thing with gluten-free cakes, when you, any leftover cake that you store in the fridge, you should always zap it a little in the microwave before you eat it, because gluten-free flours turn a little dense.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have the sponginess that wheat has.
Right.
But once you warm it a little, it's
Back to normal.
yeah.
It's a small thing to do,
Yes.
but it'll taste so much better, and
Yes,
especially taste fresh.
It tastes fresh.
Yes.
Right.
So awesome. So when you have some extra frosting, don't throw it away. Put it to good use. You're gonna put a little bit more on top.
Beautiful. It's so moist.
It is. It's fabulous.
moist
Good,
and
I'm glad,
very,
I'm
very
glad, really.
The frosting is also amazing on there.
I think you're
Perfect. Yeah.
very nice. I mean, it goes chocolate heaven, like we mentioned. It's like awesome. So very good recipe, Auntie. Thank you so much. And healthy.
Yes.
Like I said, you don't have to feel bad about eating the cake. When have you ever said that before?
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Now, again, we can't stress enough, this is an allergy-free recipe, but it is so good that anybody can eat this. You don't have to have somebody who's suffering from allergies in your family to actually make and enjoy this, because first of all, it's so easy to make, and it is absolutely delicious.
Right. So excellent recipe, Auntie. Thank you so
you
much
so
for
much.
showing
Thank
us
you.
and being here. So join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.